Japan is a rich tapestry of culture, food, and history. So when you visit, you'll like to visit the capital city of Tokyo. We visited for 5 days and managed to do everything we wanted. If you're short on time, then you face a difficult decision. Do you visit Team Lab Borderless or go to its sister site, Team Lab Planet? Whatever your decision, both are great options, as we discuss in our guide. If you're watching the video, you probably have some idea. Team Lab describes itself as an international art collective, practicing the art of navigation, science, technology, and the natural world through digital art. In our opinion, while the concept is simple, the experience is so thought-provoking, it will engage all the senses and your emotions. Price could be a deciding factor, with both venues costing 3,600 yen at the lower end. And when demand is high, purchasing tickets last minute, Borderless tops out at 5,600 yen, while Planet is lower at 4,800. Tokyo is quite reasonable when it comes to the price of activities, transport and food, but it does have some of the most expensive hotels in the world, so you might not be staying in the centre. Team Lab Borderless is to the southeast of the city, while Planets is located over in Toyosu. If you happen to be in Ginza or you want to visit thereafter, there is an hourly bus service. Otherwise, the monorail service is required from Shimbashi or Toyosu. I have to say, it was a bit of a struggle to find the entrance to Borderless, because the taxi drop-off is at the very top of the shopping mall, and the signage was surprisingly poor. I found the setup really professional, and even the entrance is very clever. Once inside, you are free to wander the rooms at your leisure, and it's not quite as structured as Planet, with no obvious direction how to navigate the different rooms. To some degree, this adds to the mysteriousness, so you can miss a room because you just didn't find the entrance. What is magical about Borderless is that while the art has its own dedicated room, sometimes it will venture out into the corridors, and sometimes you could enter a room more than once and never see the same thing twice. From the moment you enter, all your senses are heightened, but in a very relaxed way. It's calming, interesting, and beautiful all at once. There are 3 exhibitions in particular we felt really made the experience so magical we would return time and time again. The moving crates vortices space is both visually appealing, but it also has a physical element, and it was such a different experience from the others because you climbed a small mountain and then watched others slide playfully. It really brings out the inner child. Team Labs is not meant to be taken seriously. It's fun and thought-provoking. The next room which we really found captivating was the infinite crystal world. Using millions of hanging LEDs, it creates the illusion of free-moving light that is both playful and unique. There are different corridors, and if you're lucky, you might even find the control interface, so you can change the mood of the room. Just be aware that the floor is mirrored, so to make the space seem more infinite, wear appropriate clothing. And the third installation, which is truly breathtaking, is the Bubble Universe. Similar to the Infinite Crystal World, it utilises thousands of glass mirror balls hanging from the ceiling that almost look like some sentient being floating around with its family. You could easily spend a few hours in here, but I suspect most visitors will be through the exhibition in about 1 hour and 30 minutes, but you are not time limited. There is one optional extra, and that's the on-tea house, which in honesty I enjoyed, but I would imagine others would be disappointed by. You sit in a very dark room at a very dark table, and your tea engineer will make you a tea of your choice. Once the tea is placed on the table, clever projectors mimic petals and flowers which grow and then blossom off your tea. You can also go for the matcha ice cream package, which costs more. I enjoyed the experience and it was the same price as a coffee from Starbucks, so I didn't feel like it was poor value, but it's up to you whether you think it's worth your time. TeamLab Borderless was all about the visual and the audio experience, with planets adding to the visual through the use of different surfaces, textures and touch. Before you enter, you're required to remove your shoes and socks, and this is the clever part, because the foot is sensitive and linked to different parts of the body, so as you move across the different textures and temperatures, it stimulates you in a fun and surprising way. It's possible you might have feelings of being cheated or perhaps laziness on the architect and designer's part, but in our opinion the Infinite Crystal World was so good we were more than happy to experience it again. So no matter which of the two you pick, Borderless or Planet, you'll be able to experience this and neither one is better or worse than the other. Besides the soothing waterfall at the very beginning, we had a lot of fun doing not a lot in the koi pond. Rotating between day and night, the water is a very pleasing temperature, and it was a lot of fun watching koi fish darting across the top. Just be careful not to drop your phone. The koi themselves are inspired and influenced by your own movement. Expanding three-dimensional existence, besides making you feel pretty small, is a clever use of giant floating rubber balls, which interact with the ever-changing colour light. You can interact with them and push them around, just not too hard. Definitely one for those looking for those life-changing Instagram photo posts. Unfortunately for us, because of bad timing, when we visited the Moss Garden of Resonating Microcosms, it was in the daylight. But if you wait long enough, the ceiling closes, revealing a rainbow sea of sculptures. We saw the same theme when we visited Team Labs in Osaka, and it's truly mesmerising. In our opinion though, the best exhibit and the one you have to see, just purely because it is so beautiful, is the Floating Flower Garden, which is also timed because of its popularity, so you only get 5 minutes before the next group is brought in. Each group contains about 50 visitors, but there's still enough room to get some good photos, and you can queue up again as many times as you want. So, which did we prefer? This might be frustrating, but I truly feel it's impossible to answer. Both are so unique in their own ways, and we felt a great sense of joy having time to visit both. I can't think of any other experience in the world that is even close in any shape or form, so the answer is do both. I really hope you've enjoyed our video, and if it's your first time visiting Japan, be sure to check out our 3 and 5 day travel blogs around Tokyo, Osaka and Kyoto. Thank you so much for watching.